So I went to the like tourist trap, although it's like kind of a cool spot.
Yeah.
It's like the main beer house in Munich. It's been there since like the 1500s. Obviously, it was destroyed during the World War, but it's rebuilt.
Okay.
But it's like a huge touristy spot. But it's kind of fun to go there, you know, and kind of have that atmosphere of like an insane hall where everyone is just chugging giant beers.
Yeah.
And we went there and sat down. And I don't know. I can't exactly tell you the tells, but you could just tell when someone's Japanese instantly. I feel like I can spot someone who's Japanese in a foreign country. Maybe it's the clothing. Maybe it's the manners. I think it's a bit of everything.
It's the energy.
You could just... I'm instant, bro. I can tell when someone is Japanese. It is mainly, I think, fashion sense, mostly
it's fashion
for me.
and the way they carry themselves as well.
It's so obvious when they're
like
Japanese.
when they give off that like reserved energy, I'm like, Japanese.
So I'm sitting on the edge of this bench, you know, like an eight-seater bench with my family.
Yeah.
And he happens to sit on the bench next to me, which is like, you know, it's literally like this difference.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, and I'm sitting there and I'm with my family, you know, and I'm occasionally like stealing a glance, seeing what's going on, because I can see that he's struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the table that he's on, because it's like a big hall, you kind of just sit on a table.
Yeah.
And you're just with people. And they're trying to help him with the English menu, because that's like the universal cry for help in any language. It's like, oh, it's the English menu. Yeah. And it's like, bro, this guy doesn't speak a lick of English either. And so, you know, I'm like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I whipped him and I'm like, I just asked him in Japanese, do you need any help? And he's like, fuck. Like spooked. He's like, the hell is this? I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I live in Tokyo. I speak Japanese, so I can help you out if you need any help. He's like, oh, awesome. What do you recommend? I was like, beer. You have to get a beer.
As you do.
You have to get a beer in a beer hall. So get a beer. I was like, that's the big one. This normal one is what you would call a large in Japan.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that I felt super bad about, and he's gonna hate me to the day he dies, is that he's asking like, tabemono wa osusume? Like, what food should I get? And I'm like, oh, okay. What should he get?
Sauerkraut.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is a solid recommendation for a Japanese guy who really wants to try something traditional? They had the white sausage, which is like Germans, I'm sorry, that white sausage is ass.
The vice versa.
I forgot what it's called. You might be right. It might be a vice versa. Type in like German white sausage name. I don't know.
Vice
you're
versa.
right. I'm not a big vice versa enjoyer. He was considering getting it. I was like, that's better. There's better on the menu here.
Yeah.
I was like, I recommend, even though I know it's not a very traditional dish, because I'm thinking like, what would a Japanese guy like? I'm like, he'd probably fuck with goulash. They had goulash on the menu, which is not a German thing. I was like, get goulash or get the sausage platter so you can try like 6 different types of sausage, not just like one type. And I guess I misunderstood what he said. I thought he said, are the portions pretty big? I said, yeah, they're pretty big, but should be fine.
Yeah.
What he actually asked me was, is ordering both of these too much? We're in Germany, right? And these both are like 20 euros each.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he ordered both. So he orders his beer, and then this goulash comes out, which, you know, because my thinking was like, it's kind of like a curry in the sense of like the closest comparison a Japanese person has. It's like curry, Japanese curry with more flavor.
Yeah.
And the meat is phenomenal. Like, it's tender meat, very easy to eat, kind of light. And so he eats all this goulash, and I'm like, damn, I got him a good recommendation. I felt good about myself. He's drinking his beer, and I'm chatting with him a little bit, and we're talking about, what is he doing here and stuff. And he was like trying to see all the touristy stuff. And then I'm like feeling good with myself. And then a second I turn, I see another giant plate come into view. It's the fucking sausage platter with a bed of sauerkraut. It's massive.
Yeah.
And then like he looks at it, and then he looks at me slowly, and I'm like, oh, she's on there. And I felt so bad. And the entire time in my peripheral, I keep seeing him go, as he's trying to, he's forcing himself to eat this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like a beard meets food YouTube video. He's getting through it. He gets to like one sausage left and he finally taps out, but he fucking gave it a good effort.
Good man.
He got nearly all the way through all of this food.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I hope you enjoyed it, man. He's like, thanks, man. And I was like, I felt bad. I was like, I should probably go and just pay for all of his food.
Right.
But I didn't know how he would respond to that, how that will look. So I was like, you know what, I hopefully I helped him enough and didn't fuck him over too much.
Yeah.
No. But I just felt so bad about it.
He just did a speed run. That's all.
Yeah.
Listen, he got to try 2 dishes, which was my real intention.
Except one of them wasn't German.
Goulash is not German, but it is phenomenal in Germany. It's phenomenal in Germany.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
you got to try some European cuisine.
Yeah, exactly.
Proper European cuisine.
So that's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. Look, the
like
beer
this
is the only meal you need in Germany. You don't need anything else. Beer and bread's all you need.
Also, you got to speak Japanese outside of Japan.
It always feels like you're like some kind of like, those IRL polyglot videos.
Yeah.
It's like you feel like you're like that for like 0.1 seconds until you realize you're a normal human being, and
Yeah.
Watch me speak a foreign language in a foreign country.
Konnichiwa. Shit.
God damn, no way.
No, it's great. I mean, because you always feel like whenever you learn a language, it's always, I think, so awesome whenever you get to use it in a country it's not really applicable.
Especially when you are able
When
to
you
break
least
it out
expect it.
when you least expect it.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
when you can help someone out as well.
Yeah.
Although in this case, it might have actually made his day worse. But the thought was there.
Yeah.
He's like, tourists even in the foreign countries are ruining my experiences.
I'm sure he will remember just this random bloke that could speak Japanese that came up to him in Europe. I'm sure he wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah, no, it was great. He was really sweet there. I spoke to him a bit about what he was doing and how he ended up in Germany of all places.
Yeah.
So it was really, really cool. I think he was studying in the UK actually. Just recently started and then wanted to come see Europe for Christmas.
Right.
I was like, oh, awesome, man.
Yeah, right
That's
on.
so cool.
Yeah.
Because it's like, only 14% of Japanese people have a passport?
Yeah.
So whenever I see another Japanese person out there, I'm like, damn, man.
It's like a shiny Pokemon.
Yeah, I hope you're having a good time, dude. Like, enjoy it, dude. We're super nice. Come on, have a good time. Drink some beer.
Exactly.
It's like so...
Welcome
so
to
refreshing.
the rest of the world.
Yeah, I mean, like, genuinely, like, I think...
20%.
I mean, especially when it's so fucking expensive now to travel.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Absolutely. Especially Europe.
Traveling out
Jesus.
the country. Europe
is pricey. Yeah.
Pricey.
Bro, I hate the service in Europe. I hate eating out in Europe. The service is miserable most of the time.
Yeah.
It's just not a fun time. And then you got to tip sometimes as well. God, I hate this. It's so bad. Dude, it feels like in Europe, finding a waiter is the hardest task of all time. Specifically, only when you need to pay and leave. It becomes somehow every staff has left the building.
Yeah.
And you're like, where is everyone?
Or if they are there, it's like they're trying everything they can to avoid looking at you.
You'll be like, and then they'll like walk past you.
Yeah.
Only when it's the bill. Only when it's the bill. And you're like, I'm trying to escape. I'm trying to get out of here. It's like a fucking Mr. Beast. I spent 24 hours. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
Do you find it like? Do you find that you keep some of your Japanese mannerisms when you go travel abroad
for sure.
now?
Yeah.
God, I cannot stop like bowing. I can't stop doing
they'll
it.
have me something. I'll be like, the slight bow.
It's the slight bow.
Cut it out.
Also, I kind of realize how like OP like just the word ja is. Because
So OP.
I like when we were in Thailand, I couldn't stop saying it when you're ordering something and they're like, oh, you don't have it. Then I just catch myself going,
I do this with Welsh. I think it might be because you don't use Thai as much as English.
Right.
You kind of, your brain is like main language, and then it's like everything else.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, and so whenever you need like same in Welsh, I do it as well. I'll say something and I'll be like, demo. I'll be like, no, not demo. That doesn't mean anything. Let me talk properly.
Yeah, I had to get Sydney to stop like fucking doing the equivalent of like sumimasen because
you just kind of look weird.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like ingrained into my habit now. It's like so many.
Fair enough.
But
yeah.
No.
That's so funny.
Are you the same in Australia?
Yeah, except I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, gomenasai. Sorry, I'm Japanese.
Sorry, I'm just out.
Sorry, I just live in Japan.
That's like a whole thing. Sorry,
Sorry, I'm so used to it.
I'm a really interesting person, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm actually like one of the most interesting people here.
Yeah, you keep talking to me, please.
Yeah. How's your Christmas in Australia?
I just got shit faced.
He doesn't remember
every
a
day.
single thing.
I just got shit. I
it is.
literally would wake up. I'd go downstairs. My dad's pouring a gin and tonic, and I'm like, Dad, it's at 10 a.m. And he's like, yeah, I got to get started early. I'm like, okay.
It's allowable on Christmas.
It's allowable on
And then, of
Christmas.
course, we'd get absolutely fucked by like 2 p.m. We'd pull out the Monopoly deal, rage quit, and then my dad would be like, all right, fucking load up the Wii. Let's go. Play some Wii bowling.
I played a lot of TFT. I
Played a lot of
played a lot of
TFT.
TFT.
You play TFT?
Well, because like I feel like on holidays, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but specifically like Christmas holidays,
Yeah.
9 a.m. to 2 p.m. is a no doing anything kind of time for me. It is specifically we will do nothing. We are gonna chill, drink a fucking coffee, watch some shit on the TV, talk shit, do nothing.
Yeah.
That's how I like it. So I'll just be like, all right, have my morning coffee. All right, let's play 2 games of TFT. Fuck.
Yeah, see, it was the opposite for me because...
I'd do it in the living room. They'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's the opposite for us because my dad falls asleep at like 7 p.m.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
so-
because he's
okay.
drinking from like
I
11.
say, so where my dad would fucking turbo int in my games
Yeah.
and ruin the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours just falls asleep.
Yeah, my dad's like two bowls of wine in by like 5 p.m. and he's like, "Fuck, son, I gotta go to bed." Like I'm screwed.
I did feel like I was in like a world competition of drinking when I went to your house. 'Cause I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
it was impressively
Yeah,
good.
both my parents. My mom drinks a lot as well.
True.
And but
God,
so
that
like
wine was so good though at your place.
it was. But like, yeah, it was like so. Everything we did with the family would be up until maybe around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
At most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then by the time like 8:30 hit, like everybody else is in bed. I'm just like, fuck, man, it's still 8:30. Like, what am I gonna do? It's like, I guess I'll load up my Switch.
Yeah, play some games.
Yeah, I'll just play some games until I fall asleep.
Dude, it's sad that we've gone to Melbourne the past 2 times because I want to go to Sydney again purely just to.
Just hang out with my
Just
parents.
hang
Dude,
out.
it was great.
Yeah.
Your dad made a phenomenal meal, and then we just fucking got shit faced and played Wii Sports.
It was
Yeah.
a
It was
fucking
phenomenal.
great
Absolutely
vibe.
munted.
Arguably
Yeah.
one of the best nights.
Yeah.
So that's the
Highlight-
traumatizing
honestly,
experience.
highlight Sydney.
I don't remember a whole lot in Sydney specifically, but I remember that day very
Oh,
vividly.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
That was peak. That was peak.
Yeah,
No
that
wonder.
was a lot of booze.
And now we can play
drank.
Monopoly Go. Whatever the fuck
Yeah,
it's called.
we can play
Let's do it.
Monopoly Deal
Yeah.
and bust out the Wii afterwards. That's what's
That was a
up.
lot of wine that was being drunk. As
Oh
well.
yeah, oh yeah.
The commitment to a charcuterie board has to be commended, and Joe. Look, if you do charcuterie whenever, you got to commit to it. And Joe's family committed
bro,
to the board.
my sister has it down to like an art.
I was like 3 types of pâtés.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it's just like that's just the beginning.
And I was like, when the pate's gone, we have room for all the other stuff I couldn't fit on this
My
giant
sister is the
board.
only person I know who will make a charcuterie board course. It's
It
like
was
here is the
insane. Yeah.
charcuterie, here's the
Insane.
entree charcuterie,
Yeah.
and then is the main charcuterie.
It was like one of those detective cork boards. They just flipped down and then just laid out. They were like, "This is the charcuterie board." It was a commitment, and I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect. There's nothing more I respect than a commitment to a charcuterie
Yep,
board.
yep.
That's how you feel welcome.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god! Except in Japan, charcuterie is so expensive.
It is, yeah.
Oh, it's imported.
Do you remember when I came to your house that one time when I came with it was like 12 pieces of salami, like 3 different types, and I was like, "This is $50 gone." You were like, "What?"
I'm like, where did you get this
Every time I
Yeah.
go to like Caldi and I see like the charcuterie board sets that they
Dude.
have,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, here's 12 slices of like
it's
tiny
like-
salami for like 1,000
Yeah.
yen.
And it's like the stuff that in like maybe Australia or Europe would be like bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
like,
Like, it's like
Tesco
the- yeah.
Selects. You
Yeah.
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, for sure.
It's like the cheapest of the cheap. That's what I feel about all like the fucking cheese selections as well.
Yeah.
You know, where you get like sometimes you get the packs where it's just like here
Dude,
it's just
yeah.
a bunch of cheeses.
yeah,
it's
here's a bunch of
fine.
like
Yeah.
Lego bricks of cheese.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like,
right,
I don't
right.
want that. I want a slice.
I think that's my New Year's resolution. More charcuterie this year. I think I just didn't have enough last year.
just treat yourself. Make yourself a
I just
charcuterie.
didn't have enough. I want gout, actually. I think it's a good thing. King's disease for a reason.
Oh my god.
If anyone's going to get gout on this podcast, it's going to be me.
Definitely.
If probably Chris first.
yeah, well,
Chris first before anyone.
Chris is speedrunning gout.
Dude, bro's going to go for a generational run. The summoning salt music is playing whenever we're at the restaurant with Chris. With the charcuterie board.
Sea Dog was doing well on the leaderboard until a new face showed up.
A new time save.
And
was
his
found.
name was Chris Broad.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Oh
but
my
it's,
God.
I mean, it's just fun being around family.